Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at our CEC meeting on this wonderful, beautiful Sunday afternoon. We will get started in just a few minutes. We have quite a bit of people online already. We have 196 precinct chairs on the call, and the more are attempting to log in. We're going to be starting in just a few minutes, but I just wanted to welcome everybody, and we will get started in just a few minutes, probably about another 5 minutes or so. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be right back with you. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, we still have quite a bit of people who are trying to log in. Just wanted to let you know that we will be going live in just a few moments. I will call the meeting to order. We'll just give it a little bit more, about another 5 to 10 minutes. We have approximately 247 participants on the call right now, with additional participants trying to get online as well. We'll get started. Thank you. Good afternoon again. We do have a quorum online. However, there are still quite a few participants who are trying to get in. So we are letting them in, and so we're going to give them some time to log in, and we will get started in just a few moments. Thank you. Okay, we will start in 2 minutes. We still have quite a bit of people on the line. As you can tell, we have 328 participants on the call so far, and we have still quite a bit of people trying to get in. So we appreciate your patience, and we will be starting the meeting shortly.
You folks excited?
For those of y'all who weren't here a minute ago, Jerry announced that out of the 509 precinct chairs, 467 precinct chairs have registered to participate on this call. So congratulations to you all, and to give yourselves a round of applause for joining and registering for this meeting. We've got 2 more minutes to go, and then we will get started. 2 more minutes.
People are saying they need a password.
There isn't a password. It's a
We still have a couple of more people who are having challenges. There is no password. If you receive the link and you're a precinct chair, there shouldn't be a password that's required. You may try to log off and log on again. But if you can hear me, then you're connected. Good afternoon, everybody. I hereby call the meeting of the Harris County Executive Committee, the Harris County Democratic Party Executive Committee to order. My name is Rose Salas, and I am the chair of the Harris County Democratic Party Rules Committee, chair of the Harris County Election Precinct 575, and at-large member of the Democratic National Committee. As I am sure all of you are aware, Otis Evergaru resigned as chair of the Harris County Democratic Party as of 11:59 p.m. on February 28, 2023. And pursuant to the Rules 3E5A of the Rules of the Texas Democratic Party and Section 171.025D of the Texas Election Code, he and Harris County Democratic Party Chair Secretary Jennifer Halverson designated me as a temporary chair to preside over this meeting of the County Executive Committee and to conduct the election of the new permanent chair of the party to fill the vacancy created by Otis's resignation. At this time, we will start the meeting. I will call the meeting to order. We will start by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we will say the pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. At this time, we will go over, we will review the passings of the people of our great Democratic activists. We have Leo William Beckstead, father of Senate District 17 Chair Dan Greenwood. C. Thomas Behrman, longtime precinct chair and election judge. Laura Sanders Woods, former precinct 12 chair. Tony Campos, activist and former election judge, father of Mark Campos. Dr. Gordon Riley, father of precinct chair Carolyn Riley. Michael Mostate, former SDEC committeeman for Senate District 11 and past president of the IBEW Local 66. He was also former vice chair of Area 5. Al Castro, brother of Kate Castro Clemens, who is the former president of Road Women. George Hallenbeck, father of Robert Hallenbeck. Levon Thomas, longtime activist and founding member of the Cy-Fair Dams. Grant Thomas. Oralia Rodriguez, longtime Democrat. If I'll have a moment in silence in their remembrance. Thank you for remembering these great Democrats. At this time, there are several elected officials and candidates for various races on this call, and we thank you for your attendance. We have Congressman Al Green, Chairman of the Texas Democratic Party, Gilberto Hinojosa, Harris County Commissioner Adrian Garcia, and Harris County Clerk Marilyn Burgess. We also have Judge Julia Maldonado here. And I'm not sure what other elected officials we have in the building, but we thank you all for attending. Due to the possible length of the meeting, there will be no remarks from elected officials or candidates other than speeches from candidates for county chair, which will occur at a later time. The approval of the minutes of the last meeting and the treasurer's report will take place after the new chair is elected. At this time, I'm going to review and explain the rules for the election of the new Harris County Democratic Party chair. Pursuant to the rules of the Texas Democratic Party and the Texas Election Code, the county chair must be a qualified voter in Harris County who voted in the March 1st, 2022 Democratic primary or signed an oath of affiliation with the Democratic Party and cannot be a candidate for nor holder of an elected office of the federal, state, or county government. Candidates must have filed a notarized application using the form provided by the Harris County Democratic Party containing the information required by the Texas Democratic Party rules. The 4 individuals who have filed such applications are Sylvia Maria Mintz, Michael Patrick Doyle, Mary Elizabeth Mosley Clayton, and Charlotta Coulter Anderson. All 4 candidates meet the eligibility requirements listed above. Precinct chairs may nominate only those 4 persons, but only those 4 individuals, because they are the only ones who file timely the required application. Only precinct chairs may nominate a candidate for the office of county chair. No second is required, and no nominating speeches are allowed. Pursuant to rules adopted by the steering committee of the Harris County Democratic Party, after all nominations have been received, but not before then, the temporary chair will declare nominations closed. It is not necessary that anyone move that nominations cease, because such a motion would be out of order until all precinct chairs wishing to nominate an eligible candidate have had an opportunity to do so. Once the nominations have been declared closed, each candidate nominated will be allowed to address the CEC for a total of 3 minutes, to be divided however the candidate wishes: speeches by CEC members, speeches or messages from endorsers or members of the public, or any other speeches from the candidate in any order the candidate may wish. The only proviso being that the total time for such presentations is limited to 3 minutes per candidate. The order in which candidates can make the presentation, and later the order in which the names will appear on the ballot, is based upon the order in which they filed applications for the office with the Harris County Democratic Party. Other than those presentations controlled by the candidates, there will be no other speeches, debates, or discussions from the floor. Once the candidate presentations are complete, we will proceed immediately to a vote. To be elected chair, a candidate must receive a majority of the votes cast. That's votes cast, not persons present on the call or in the meeting. So if no candidate receives a majority of the votes cast, we will move immediately to a runoff election between the two individuals who received the most votes in the initial poll. Pursuant to Article 13.3 of the Harris County Democratic Party Rules and Bylaws, the vote shall be conducted via an online poll. Pursuant to the rules of the Texas Democratic Party, there can be no secret ballots. Therefore, promptly after the meeting is adjourned, the name of the CEC members who voted and the name of the person for whom they voted will be posted on the Harris County Democratic Party website. The Texas Election Code and the rules of the Texas Democratic Party also prohibit proxy voting at CEC meetings. So the precinct chair must cast their own ballots personally and not by someone voting on their behalf. And pursuant to the Harris County Democratic Party bylaws, the person who casts the ballot must certify that they are the actual precinct chair. Pursuant to the Texas Election Code 171.022C, the person elected to fill this vacancy in the office of county chair will hold that position until the 20th day following the 2024 runoff primary election, currently scheduled to occur on May 28th, 2024. Subject to change if the legislature designates a different date. So the term of the new chair will end on June 24th, 2024. I'm sorry, June 18th, 2024. That's why I have Jerry here next to me to keep me in line. Okay. At this time, I call for nominations for candidates to fill the vacancy in the office of chair of the Harris County Democratic Party. Any precinct chairs wishing to make a nomination shall please raise your hand.
Thank you. Nancy George, Chair of Precinct 0026, and I gladly nominate Sylvia Mitz for Chair of the Harris County Democratic Party. Thank you.
Are there any other nominations?
Oh. What? Yes, we should be good. You're good.
Hi, I'm Kay Shepherd. I'm a precinct chair of 0030, and I proudly nominate Mike Doyle.
Thank you. Mike Doyle has been placed into nominations. Are there any other nominations? Okay, hold on a second. I do see some hands raised. Just a second. Okay, the first name that I see is Tundi Asholaki. I apologize if I mispronounce your name. Okay, at this time, I recognize Lloyd Gauthier. And can you please tell me your precinct number as well, please, Lloyd?
Yes, ma'am. It's Lloyd Gaucher and it's precinct 0660.
Okay,
And I would like to nominate Mary Elizabeth Mosley Clayton.
thank you very much. The name of Mary Elizabeth Mosley Clayton has been placed into nomination. At this time, I see Jared Gilmore's hand raised. Jared? Jared?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Point of order. I'm curious to know, is there someone manning the actual chat room? Because there's personnel that's nominating via chat, but then you're not acknowledging those. And then secondly, when we're trying to unmute, at first it said all personnel are not allowed to be unmuted, but now it finally allowed me to unmute myself.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question. You're saying that some people are nominating in the chat. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Okay,
They need to be recognized.
okay. I have not seen anybody's name being nominated. I apologize. Are you rising to nominate somebody right now, Jared?
I'm not rising to nominate anyone. I was just making point of order as there's names being listed in the chat. And I was wondering if someone was manning the actual chat for those nominations.
Yes, there is, and let me get that for you. Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention, Jared. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I can still recognize. It is my understanding that everybody that was in the chat has already been nominated. At this time, the two names have been three names have been Sylvia Mintz, Michael Doyle, and Mary Elizabeth Clayton. Are there any other nominations other than those three candidates? Are there any other nominations? If so, please raise your hand and do not put it in the chat, please. Are there any other nominations? Okay. I see Sylvia Huerta and Kayla Alex. I'll start with Sylvia. Sylvia, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yes, I will nominate Sylvia Mintz.
She has already been nominated. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Kayla Alex. Is there anybody other than those three people that you wish to nominate?
I see in the chat that someone needs to nominate Dr. Charlotta King, so I nominate her.
And your name is again Kayla Alex, and what precinct are you from?
703.
Okay, the name of Charlotta Anderson has been placed into nomination. Elisa, I see Elisa Gertz. I see that your hand is raised. I acknowledge you. Go ahead.
Hey, this is a point of parliamentary inquiry. There are a bunch of names on this participants that are not identified. iPhone, Galaxy Note, some people on here twice. I'm wondering how we're gonna scrub this to make sure that everyone's getting voting once and only once. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Just a second.
So we have an answer for that already. You had to be registered to get the link. We know which precinct chairs have registered, even if they don't show their name, and we will be reconciling the voting once the meeting is done. So if we show somebody who's voted twice, we have their login to correlate with how they logged in. So even if they've logged in as a Galaxy or an iPhone, we will know who they are based on their registration.
Okay. Thank you. Mary Morrison.
As all of the candidates who've been cleared to be participants in this election have been nominated, I move to close nominations.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Mary. That is out of order because I have already declared the nominations closed. Thank you so much. At this time, we will start to hear from the candidates. Since there are no other persons who have filed an application for the office for the office with the Secretary of the Harris County Democratic Party, I officially declare the nominations closed. And at this time, I'm going to start off with Sylvia Mintz. We are taking the order in which they filed for the position in order. It will be Sylvia Mintz, followed by Michael Doyle, followed by Mary Clayton, followed by Charlotta Anderson. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Sylvia Mintz. I came to this country like many others before me, seeking the American dream. Many of you have heard my story, from being a janitor making $4.75 an hour to being a nanny and then becoming an attorney. It was no easy feat, but by the grace of God, hard work and determination, I have achieved the American dream. Let me say that this race has been enlightening. I want to thank my fellow candidates for engaging in this democratic experience. I also want to thank the precinct chairs for the work you do. You are the face of the Democratic Party in our neighborhoods. We need you and appreciate you. I too want to thank the labor unions for its endorsement. Working people are the heart and soul of the party. I appreciate having met many of you during the campaign trail. I also learned from the not so nice comments regarding my accent that we have lots of work to do to continue to call ourselves the party of inclusion. Our party platform eloquently states that diversity is not our problem, it's our promise. And we must work to embrace our differences or we are no better than the other party. Rest assured, I plan to be a chair for all Democrats, not only a selected few. Together, we will coordinate and fix what may be fractured or disorganized in our party. But no one person can do it alone. It will take a village of good Democrats, and I will need each one of you. I'm not kidding myself. It will take money to operate and run effective programs with our clubs and organizations. But first, we must demonstrate that the party is united, that our message is clear, and that we're ready to win. Again, no one person alone can build a financially sustainable organization if we want it to last. It's gonna take all of us leading with purpose. I'm ready to hit the ground running. I'm asking for your vote this evening because I know that together we can. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Sylvia. Next, we have Mike Doyle, or spokesman for Mike Doyle. Okay. Do we have him?
Can I start? Hi, I'm Rita Lucido. Was twice the Democratic candidate for SD 17, and that's how I met Mike Doyle. I'm also the former chair of Planned Parenthood Gulf Coast, and I'm currently on the board of Annie's List. To you dedicated precinct chairs, you are the lifeblood of this party, and Mike gets that. He comes to this job with understanding of the county, passion for the data, and a heart full of our democratic values. That will allow us and him to succeed. Mike has been raising money and organizing Democrats for decades without accolades or any recognition. We will be lucky to have Mike as our Democratic chair of Harris County. I urge you all to vote for Mike, and we also have other speakers who want to speak for him.
Hi, I'm Adrian Ozuna. I'm the chair of precinct 296 in Southwest Houston. I wish I could sing sunshine and rainbows right now, but we have to face reality. Harris County has a target on its back from Republican leaders across Texas. Lawful winners of elections are being sued by sore losers. TA is taking over HISD. The voting franchise gets more restrictive each time the Texas Ledge meets. With inclusivity in mind, we need a fully funded, robust HCDP that understands these challenges and has concrete and specific plans for significant fundraising, year-round community and voter engagement, data-driven outreach, and voter and election protection. Mike Doyle understands all of this. I ask my fellow precinct chairs to vote for Mike this afternoon.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Adrian. Mike Doyle, I can pledge to you, since I started working on my first campaign for Reginald McCamey for judge back in 1998, and the hard work I put in every single organization I've been entrusted to lead, it's been more diverse, more inclusive of every single community in Harris County. That's my pledge to you, that I'll continue to do what I've been doing as a Democratic hard worker for decades. I ask for your vote, I ask for support, and I look forward to doing the best I possibly can for this party, this state, and this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. The next person we have to speak is Mary Elizabeth Clayton.
Good evening to all of the precinct chairs. My name is Mary Elizabeth Mosley Clayton, and I've decided to put my bid in to be your next county chair. There are many issues facing our county right now. Number one, we have to make sure that our precinct chairs have funding and support for training in order to build our individual communities, in order to bring them together and reach our voter base. Our youth will be the #1 voting bloc in 2028. We need to make sure we activate our young Democrats. We need to make sure they're giving us the ideas in order to reach the younger voter base so that we can make sure we win elections moving forward. We must fundraise. That's no surprise to anybody. We can do that in many ways, and we need to have a fundraising campaign that includes everybody in this county. All precinct chairs should be able to afford to go to fundraisers, and I will make sure that that happens. We have to make sure that the Republicans don't continue to come into our county and just say what they want to say, and we don't fight back, and we don't say anything, and we don't have a united message. If Harris County Democrats had a united message right now, I would say that our united message would be equality, unity, loyalty, and justice. All. We need that. We are that, and we are the Harris County Democrats. Thank you very much. I will appreciate your vote on today.
Thank you, Mary. Next, we have Charlotta Anderson.
Hello, I am Dr. Charlotta Anderson, and I want to first and foremost start off by saying thank you so much for taking the time out with us on today. There are things that I most definitely want to address really quick. I will not give you any broken promises. Let's start off with that. Second, I think we need to focus on bringing the community together, focus on voting, also taking care of the finances. I know that we're a little bit down right now, but that's not an issue, not for me. Also remember that we want to take the time out to go ahead and start immediately doing fundraisers so we can go ahead and make things happen. Want to say that today the journey of a million miles began with one step. And so today, if you do elect me as your Harris County Chair, I will most definitely commit to raising the 2 million that I did speak and I did quote at the forum. So I look forward to your votes. I look forward to making it happen and making sure that the change will come. So thank you so much for your time on today. I am your next chair.
Thank you again to all the candidates and to those who spoke on behalf of the candidates. As a reminder, a candidate must receive a majority of the votes cast to be elected chair. And if no person receives a majority of the votes, we will have a runoff election immediately after the initial vote. The runoff will be between the two individuals who received the most votes in the initial poll. You all have been provided with instructions concerning how to cast your ballot. The emails reminding you about this meeting have a link to them. You must follow those instructions to vote during today's meeting. I will now go over with you some of the key instructions for voting. First, if you're attending via the Zoom meeting on a computer, you will cast your ballot online. In a few moments, an online poll will appear on your screen. When it does, select a candidate of your choice by clicking the radio dial next to the name of the candidate for whom you wish to vote. Then click Submit. The rules of the Texas Democratic Party and the Texas Election Code prohibit proxy voting except for meetings of the SDEC, so you must cast this ballot yourself personally. Further, the rules of the Harris County Democratic Party require that you certify, and this is not such a meeting, so you must cast the ballot at the CEC meeting yourself personally and certify that you, the actual precinct chair, have done so and it is not being cast by someone acting on the precinct chair's behalf. That certification is included as part of this ballot. You will have approximately 10 minutes to cast your ballot online. It is possible that time may be extended if problems arise with people casting ballots, but don't count on it. Cast your ballots within 10-minute voting period. Should you encounter any problems casting your vote, first call the Harris County Democratic Party headquarters number at 713-802-0085. You will see that on your screen, and it's also highlighted in blue, or send an email to info@harrisdemocrats.com for assistance. If you are unable to reach the Harris County Democratic Party by telephone, and only in that event do you send us an email at info@harrisdemocrats.com. Second, if you are attending the meeting on your telephone rather than a computer, here's how to vote. You must first leave the meeting on your phone, clicking the red button on the bottom of your screen. Clicking the red button at the bottom of your screen, you will then call the Harris County Democratic Party number. A volunteer will answer. Tell that person you are calling to cast the vote in their chair election. You'll be transferred to someone who will take your vote over the phone. After you give the information to the person on the phone, hang up, and shortly someone will call you back to confirm your vote. Once the person calls you back, or if no one does, then at the end of 10-minute voting period, log back into the Zoom meeting using the same link and access number that you were given to sign into this meeting in the first place. You will have only 10 minutes to cast your ballot, so as soon as you can, so do so as soon as you can. But remember, others may be trying to call in too, but the phones will be manned and they may be overwhelmed. So be patient and keep trying. Third, if you are attending the CEC meeting in person here at the headquarters, you have or will be provided a paper ballot on which to cast your vote for chair, and it will be included in the final tally. At this time, it is, I'm trying to look for an official time here. It is 4:44 and the time is 4:44 and the voting is now open. What do you want me to say?
If you're not a precinct chair and you're still in the meeting, X out of it.
If you are not a precinct chair and you're still in the meeting or you got into the meeting by accident, please do not vote. Also, what we will be doing is we will be verifying every single precinct chair who casts a vote. Your name will be displayed on the Harris County Democratic Party website. So we will know, like I previously stated, there's no proxy voting, there's no secret ballots. So that will be our way of cross-referencing who was eligible to vote and who actually voted. Thank you so much for your patience. Also, if you have already voted, please do not leave the call. Please do not leave the call if you already voted. Remember, the highest. If you have already voted, do not leave the call. There is a possibility that a runoff can take place. So please do not leave the call once you have voted. Thank you. Okay, I hear a lot of dinging, so it sounds like a lot of people it sounds like a lot of people are getting off the call. Please do not leave until we finish with this vote, please. There may be a runoff, so it's very important that you stay on this call until we have given you further instructions. Thank you. If you have already cast your vote by the poll, please do not try to call in. It's either one or the other. Either you vote by the poll or you call in. You do not do both. Okay, everyone. It is 4:54. 10 minutes have passed. We are still accepting calls. The phones are still ringing in here in our office. So we are going to extend it for 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. It is 5:54. And we're extending this for 10 more minutes. If you raised your hand, I see that you've raised your hand, but we are taking, I'm going to get to you, just a moment. If you cannot get into the calls, if you cannot reach somebody by calling our office, please send us an email at info@harrisdemocrats.com. That's info@harrisdemocrats.com.
I'm all back.
I apologize. It is 5:07. We're still having some technical difficulties with people who are having problems either casting their ballot. At this time, if you have not cast your ballot, do not, I repeat, do not use the poll that is listed. Call the office or send us an email. It is 5:07. It's 5:08. At 5:18, we will be closing the polls. Once again, if you have not already or you're having technical difficulties casting your ballot, do not use the poll, but call or email our office. The polls will be open for 10 more minutes. Thank you. At this time, I am declaring that the vote is closed. The vote is closed. We will get back with you as far as a personal tally. At this time, the vote is closed, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes to give you the final tally. Thank you very much for your patience. This is an exciting election, and we will get back with you in just about 10 minutes. Thank you. Okay, everyone, thank you. Welcome back. Thank y'all so much for being on the call as long as you have. This is a very important election for all of us, for Harris County. We want to thank all the candidates who have stepped up to run for this great position. And words cannot express how grateful I am personally for all of y'all stepping up to run. This is not an easy race. This is not something that any of us take lightly. And I personally appreciate everyone and all you precinct chairs for being on this call, especially on a Sunday afternoon when you're either being on vacation with your family or just enjoying your Sunday leisurely afternoon. Thank you so much. At this time, I'm going to announce the number of votes that were cast and how the outcome of this election is. A total of, out of 509 precincts that are filled, 396 precinct chairs participated in this election. Of that, the vote is as follows. 4 for Charlotta Coulter Anderson, 16 for Mary Elizabeth Mosley Clayton, 118 for Sylvia Maria Mintz, and 258 for Michael Patrick Doyle. Congratulations, Michael Patrick Doyle is our new chair of the Harris County Democratic Party. Thank you. At this time, right before Michael makes his acceptance speech, I want to call upon our Texas Democratic Party Chair, Gilberto Hinojosa, to do the official swearing in of our new chair.
Yes.
Can you hear me, Rose?
Yes, I can hear you, Chairman.
Well, let me congratulate the new chair. It tells you a lot that speech is that he gave at the time that he spoke to y'all today was an important thing that could be in this election. Harris County has become the target for Republicans in the state in a lot of different ways. It is a county that over the last 5 years has transformed itself from a county that had been largely controlled by Republicans to now solidly controlled by Democrats. And in every office that is critical in this state, Democrats in this county control. From the county judge's office, 4 out of the 5 county commissioners, every countywide position in the county is controlled by Democrats. And the results have been that the county has been moving forward since that time in a way that has improved the quality of life of all people in the community of Harris County. It has also strengthened the state Democratic Party significantly. So the Republican Party, as they are apt to do, has decided to come after what has happened in Harris County and to try to lessen the strength of the Democratic Party, because we stand for principles that are good. They stand for principles that are backward. And every single voter suppression law that has been passed since that time has Harris County's name on it, and has from the very beginning. And the things that they're doing to our school district are just sinful. It's wrong, it's undemocratic, but it's an example of what this Republican Party is all about. The only way to defeat them is, as was said this election, is for us to stick together, to unify them, to work towards the common goal of electing Democrats, not just in Harris County, but across the state of Texas. The strength of Harris County is such that you will make a difference in every election statewide in this state, and you will make the difference on who controls our legislature. So you need to continue to work together, unified, to grow our party and to ensure that we do have the strength to be able to pass the laws that will benefit and improve the quality of life of all Texans. So congratulations to the new candidate and elected chair. It is a big task that you're undertaking. It is a task you should be very, very grateful to be given that opportunity to undertake, because you will contribute in changing history of this great state. So if you are there, Mr. Doyle, raise up your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Michael Patrick Doyle,
Do swear or affirm
do swear
that I will well and truly perform the duties
that I will well and truly perform the duties
of the office of Harris County Democratic Party Chair.
of the office of Harris County Democratic Party Chair.
That during my term of office,
That during my term of office,
I will support the nominees of the Democratic Party
that during my term of office, I shall support the nominees of the Democratic Party
and will not support nominees of any other political party
and will not support nominees of any other political party
or any independent candidate
or any independent candidate
for public office
for public office
in violation of the rules of the Texas Democratic Party,
in violation of the rules of the Texas Democratic Party,
and that I will work actively to help elect Democratic candidates
and that I will work actively to help elect Democratic candidates
for public office in all elections during my term of office.
for public office in all elections in my term of office.
I'm aware of the provisions of the rules of the Texas Democratic Party
I'm aware of the provisions of the Texas Democratic Party
requiring that I be removed from office
requiring that I be removed from office
if I publicly support or endorse
if I publicly support or endorse
an opposing party or nominee of an opposing party.
an opposing party or a nominee of an opposing party.
I swear or affirm that I have not voted
I swear that I have not voted
in any primary election
in any primary election
or participated in a convention
or participated in a convention
of another party during the voting year.
of another party during the voting year. Ever.
I hereby affiliate myself with the Democratic Party.
I hereby affiliate myself with the Democratic Party.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I am not going to be speechifying too long because I know you all have heard a lot of me, and I very much appreciate the attention that's been paid to this race. But I absolutely need to make clear to everybody and everybody here how well run, how fair this process was, how it really shows the character of the candidates. Sylvia Mintz, thank you. Dr. Charlotta Colbert-Anderson, thank you. Mary Elizabeth Mosley, thank you for doing such a great job of illustrating the issues that make a difference to everybody in Harris County. We needed this process to put the spotlight on what we need to do. Thank you very much. We do have a lot of work to do. That's what we've all talked about. That's what we all share. The one thing I know that as Democrats, and we heard this at the get-go, is we are diversity. We are every community in Harris County. We're every part of this county. We're every precinct in this county. And it's time to make sure that the Republicans understand that Harris County will be not just the promise, will be the change next cycle, because we've been waiting way too long to get to where we need to be. Every single one of you, every single one of the folks that have been working so hard during this campaign, I'm calling upon you now to keep that effort up, because we're not stopping till November 2024 when we sweep not just Harris County, but we do what we need to do in this state, in this country, to fix what needs to be fixed. Because we understand as Democrats, it's all about compassion, love, and caring. It's not about hate. It's not about greed. It's not about turning our back on our fellow citizens. And it's about love and compassion. And that's the way we're going to act as Democrats. That's the way we're going to win this county. That's the way we're going to win this state. Thank you very much. And please hang on. We will now proceed with the remainder of the items on the agenda approved by the steering committee at its meeting on February 28, 2023. The next item on the agenda is consideration of certain administrative resolutions and motions relating to the election of the new county chair. For that, I recognize Jerry Bernberg, Chair of Precinct 730 and General Counsel of the Harris County Democratic Party, here present at party headquarters.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Is it congratulations or condolences? Having been in that seat, I'm not sure which is more appropriate. Whichever it is, I'm sure, having worked with Mike for many years with the Harris County Democratic Lawyers Association and other Democratic ventures, that he'll do a great job leading this. And to that extent, I'm very thankful that you've agreed to undertake this. You're going to find it's a hell of a job. I need to make a relatively boring, lengthy administrative resolution here, which we have to go through when we have a new chair. You'll understand that in a couple of moments. But before I do, it's important for me, in the interest of transparency, to explain to folks a glitch that we encountered and what we did about it during the course of the election. You were told that you had 10 minutes to vote in the online poll. Well, after approximately 7 minutes in the online poll, it was inadvertently prematurely terminated. But at that time, we had everybody who could vote, except for, we think, 14 voters. Of those 14 potential voters who could not vote, 8 of them were people who, like me, intentionally had not voted, because I am the general counsel of the party and had participated a whole lot in this election. I did not want to give the perception to anyone that I was taking sides in the election, and so I committed not to vote. So I'm one of those 14 who was here online to make up the quorum, but did not vote. At any rate, when we discovered that that had occurred, at that time it was already very clear that Mike had won the election, because he was ahead of he had already achieved well more than a majority of the votes, and he was ahead of the second place candidate by more than 100 votes at that point. So what we did was we called in all of the candidates personally into a meeting. We explained immediately to the candidates precisely what had happened. And what our proposal was, since we had terminated the vote 3 minutes early, we would extend the vote to anybody who had not had an opportunity to participate in the online poll. We would move them to permitting them to participate in the by telephone poll. And so we told them that they could call in by telephone. Since there were more people then than we had staffed up to handle on a phone-in poll, we had allowed an additional 10 minutes instead of just the 3. We had allowed an additional 10 minutes for that to occur. That was with the concurrence of all 4 of the candidates and with their full knowledge. So you'll probably hear that there was some problem with the election. There was. I've just explained it to you. I've just told you what it was. We terminated the vote 3 minutes early, so we extended it. After it was terminated, you couldn't vote in the online poll anymore. So we moved everybody who could no longer participate in the online poll and gave them the opportunity to instead participate in the telephone. So that's the explanation of what occurred there. Now, when we have a new county chair, we have to do things like authorize them to sign checks at the bank, like notify, they have to become the chair of PAC, our federal PAC, and various other things. So we have to next pass a resolution that takes care of all those transition issues. I'm going to move it, but first I'm going to unfortunately have to read you this ridiculously boring and somewhat lengthy resolution. Whereas Otis Gabarhu has resigned as chair of the Harris County Democratic Party and as treasurer of the Harris County Democratic Party Federal PAC, and as campaign treasurer of the Harris County Democratic Party County Executive Committee, and whereas By vote of the Harris County Democratic Party County Executive Committee conducted on March 19th, 2023, Michael Patrick Doyle has been duly elected chair of the Harris County Democratic Party. Now, therefore, permits considered, the County Executive Committee of the Harris County Democratic Party does hereby elect and designate Michael Patrick Doyle as treasurer of the Harris County Democratic Party Federal PAC, and the County Executive Committee of the Harris County Democratic Party does hereby elect and designate Michael Patrick Doyle as campaign treasurer of the Harris County Democratic Party County Executive Committee, and the County Executive Committee of the Harris County Democratic Party does hereby authorize and direct Michael Patrick Doyle and Harris County Democratic Party Executive Committee Secretary Jennifer Halverson to take all steps necessary to substitute Michael Patrick Doyle and place instead of Otis Egvig Paru as treasurer of the Harris County Democratic Party Federal PAC and as campaign treasurer of the Harris County Democratic Party Executive Committee with all applicable governmental agencies and entities. And the Executive Committee of the Harris County Democratic Party does hereby authorize Michael Patrick Doyle to sign checks and all other documents and instruments on or relating to all bank accounts of and in the name of the Harris County Democratic Party and its committees, including specifically without limitation, accounts numbered ending in 1150, 1161, 1051, an amalgamated bank and account number ending in 5792 at Texas First Bank. In the County Executive Committee of the Harris County Democratic Party is hereby authorized and direct Lenora Sorolla Pullman, treasurer of the Harris County Democratic Party, Jennifer Halverson, secretary of the Harris County Democratic Party, and Michael Patrick Doyle, chair of the Harris County Democratic Party, to take all steps necessary or appropriate to add Michael Patrick Doyle as an authorized signatory on each of the above identified bank accounts and any and all other accounts of the Harris County Democratic Party, which may hereafter be created or established, and to remove Otis Egvig Paru as an authorized signatory thereon. And the County Executive Committee of the Harris County Democratic Party does hereby authorize and empower Jennifer Halverson, secretary of the Harris County Democratic Party, Lenora Sorolla Pullman, treasurer of the Harris County Democratic Party, and Michael Patrick Doyle, chair of the Harris County Democratic Party, to take all acts and execute all documents and instruments necessary and proper to effectuate and facilitate the transfer and transition of powers and authorities of the chair of the Harris County Democratic Party to Michael Patrick Doyle, and to take all steps and actions and to execute all documents, instruments, resolutions, signature cards, and certifications as may be necessary or convenient to achieve and carry out the intent of this resolution. I move the adoption of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Rose Salas, the second of the motion. There now, believe it or not, under the rules has to be a 60-second poll. So we're going to post the 60-second poll. Please vote in 60 seconds in favor of or opposed to the resolution. A sufficient number of votes having been cast in the poll, 100% of which are in favor of the adoption of the resolution passes, and it's carried. And I got to turn this thing off. And I return the chair.
Thank you. Gary was correct. That was long and boring. Thank you. I now call on Jennifer Halverson, Secretary of the Harris County Democratic Party County Executive Committee, to present the minutes of the December 4th, 2022 County Executive Committee meeting. Do I have a motion?
I need to read.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. 2022 December County Executive Committee meeting. In-person meeting, December 4th, 2022. You have to. We have a hand raised, Lenora.
Okay, now I'm recognizing, Ms. Bullhall, please.
Make a motion to accept the minutes had given.
Second.
I'll second that.
Seconded. We now have another 60-second vote. This will be to the motion to permit approval without being read.
Oh, this was to accept.
Sufficient time having passed, the motion to close wins 215 to 219. Congratulations for y'all that wanted to read that. I now call upon Lenora Sorrell Pullman, Treasurer of the Harris County Democratic Party County Executive Committee, to present the Treasurer's report.
Okay, let me do this again. Sorry. Federal PAC is $278.21. State is $260.91. Corporate is $96.62 with a total of $635.74.
Thank you, ma'am. I now call upon Rhodes Salas, Chair of the Rules Committee, to present the report of the Rules Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I present Article 3, Section 4, Item I of the Harris County Democratic Party Rules and Bylaws. I move that they be amended by adding at the end thereof of the word report the definitional parenthetic phrase confidential document. And Article 3, Section 4, Item 2 of the bylaws is amended by adding the word also before the parenthetic phrase confidential document. This was a technical change to correct a recently discovered typographical error whereby the mistake or inadvertently it was undisclosed information of financial, legal, or strategic nature may not have been properly designated as confidential documents. I move for its adoption, Mr. Chair.
I saw Judy's seconded. Now there's going to be an online poll. Not anymore. Sufficient time having passed, motion has carried. We will now move to receive reports of the Senate District Vacancy Committees on appointments of new precinct chairs to fill vacancies on the County Executive Committee. First, Senate District 4, do you have a report?
It's Philip
Is it you,
McKnight.
Cor?
Philip McNutt?
Yeah, Philip. Who's here? Is he raising his hand? Tell him down here.
Mr. Chair, SD4 has 2 nominations. Rhonda Beatty Hill and Sue Malott.
Thank
My
you.
vacancy chair was supposed to be reporting this to everyone. I don't have all the information other than the 2 of them. Sue Malott is precinct 0041 and Rhonda is, I can't remember her number. Anyway, we filed all the paperwork for the 2 of them, so they are good to go.
Thank you, Mr. McNutt. Thank you. Senate District 6, do you have a report?
It should be on there.
Is it?
Already on there.
Okay. At this time, hearing no report, will pass. Senate District 7, do you have a report? Is anybody present from Senate District 7 vacancy or chair? Hearing no report, Senate District 11, do you have a report?
Hi there, this is Sarah from SD7. We have Linda Burchett, our vacancy chair, who is unable to be unmuted.
If you can, Ms. Burchett, can you raise your hand and they'll unmute, they'll find you.
Thank you. Senate District 7 reporting. Hello, Democrats and Cougar fans. Senate District 7 proudly has 1 nominee for precinct 0874, Ms. Ruby Obiabele.
Thank you, Ms. Burchett. Now, Senate District 11, do you have a report? April, I believe. Lance?
Yes. Sorry, Jennifer Polite is frozen in the Zoom. We have no report at this time for vacancy.
Thank you. Senate District 13, do you have a report? On over.
That's the way it's supposed to be done.
Hi, this is Dee Allen, SD 13. I have 2 precinct chairs and 12 precinct captains for Senate District 13.
Thank you. Very nice. Senate District 13, do you have a report? Oh, I'm sorry, we said 13. Senate District 15, I apologize. Thank you.
Yes, Senate District 15 has 9 new precinct chairs.
Whoa.
In precinct 32, Joe Mendoza. In precinct 89, Palawasha Sharwani. In precinct 324, Mark Flores. In precinct 345, Aubrey Connolly. In precinct 376, Christopher Gil Sanchez. In precinct 594, Terry Preston. In precinct 694, Richard Prudencio. In precinct 891, Gerald Lynch. And in precinct 1038, Ronald Harrison.
Thank you. Very impressive. Senate District 17, do you have a report? Let me get you over here.
Senate District 17, we have 3 precinct chairs to appoint. Precinct 569, Greg Hedberg Jr. Precinct 572, Kimberly Shoemaker, and precinct 625, Sterling Camp.
New York, go ahead and
Oh, yeah, Lynn Greenwood, Senate District 17 chair.
And finally, Senate District 18, do you have a report?
Not at this time.
Not at this time. Senate District 6, we're going to circle back. Is anybody here to speak to Senate District 6?
I am here. Why you on mute? I've been with left in my hands.
All right, you're live, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. I got Senate District 6 got 8. Okay.
Beautiful.
We have Kevin Huffman, precinct 207. Jorge Rodriguez, precinct 343. Dr. Randall E. Gomez Villa, precinct 285. Alan Michael De Leon, precinct 280. Mr. Rene Porras, precinct 62. Nancy Elizabeth Rodriguez, precinct 795. Maria Aderiran, precinct 827, and Christina Joy Allen, precinct 078. My name is Alfredo Freddy Blanco.
Blanco, that was worth waiting for. Thank you and congratulations.
All right.
You have a motion. Do I hear a motion? Oh, sorry, I apologize. Who has his hand up? Oh, the chair recognizes Walt Foodie.
No, I have already given my report. Thank you.
Okay.
For SD 15.
Thank you, sir. I apologize.
That's precinct here. Our precinct, when will we get a notice about what money we are owing from the party?
You're talking about the treasurer's report?
Treasurer. That was the treasury report, but what is actually happening? As a new chair, what debts are we?
Right. I think I'll tell you what, at this point, I'll take that as a motion and your motion would be to get our financial report as to
of debts at existing where we are.
Okay.
With our finance.
Okay. So what you're asking for is I'll take this as a motion to request a report for a financial standing, including debts owed currently by the Harris County Democratic Party. Is that a fair recitation?
Correct.
Okay. Is there a second? Second.
Philip McNutt.
Philip McNutt. Second. Discussion. Okay. We'll have an online vote.
Well, wait a minute. Before that, we have to finish with the vacancy report.
Yeah, we do have to need that. So let me deal with that at the conclusion when we open the new matters. Thank you. And I'll park that. I'll reserve that for consideration at that time. Thank you. Okay.
Rosales, precinct chair 575, move for the adoption of the vacancy report.
Is there a second? Sudi Samar recognized. Now there's going to be a vote on that to close the vacancy or the precinct chair appointment. We've had a sufficient amount of time and that motion carries unanimously. All the As a result of the online poll, all motion carries. All of the persons nominated by the vacancy chairs have now been approved and appointed by the county executive committee to serve as precinct chairs and members of this executive committee until their terms end on the 20th day following the next primary runoff election. I want to give a little bit of a note to explain the process and why they're not going to be sworn in today, as might be the norm in an in-person. Well, the person just elected to the position of precinct chair officially hold that position as soon as their names are posted on the website of the Texas Secretary of State, which should occur tomorrow. Because of technical issues involving the election of a county chair and the necessity to limit admission to the Zoom conference to assure that only previously elected precinct chairs could participate in today's vote, the steering committee has deferred the ceremonial swearing in of new precinct chairs to the June CEC meeting. However, they are each of those so recognized and appointed by this meeting full precinct chairs immediately upon being listed on the Secretary of State website, which should happen tomorrow. The swearing in is a important but purely ceremonial for legal purposes and does not affect each of these precinct chairs' rights, roles, or responsibilities as legally elected precinct chairs. Now call on Alan Gutman, chair of the precinct. Oh, I apologize. It's coming up. It's coming up.
Thank
I apologize.
you.
We got them coming in 3 areas. We have a motion to approve all the nominations of precinct.
Should I proceed?
Yes. Oh, well, hang on a minute, Mr. Gutman. Okay, this is a separate vote to actually approve the vacancy nominations. This will also take 60 seconds and then we'll proceed with Mr. Gutman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And as you said, I'm the chair of the Precinct Chair Support Committee. We're made up of 30 precinct chairs from all over the county. We work on solutions to make the life of a precinct chair easier and more effective. And I want to say congratulations, Mr. Chair. The committee looks forward to working with you and bringing you solutions to improve the process for precinct chairs. I've got 5 minutes to talk, but I'm the only thing that's interfering with the end of the meeting, so I'm going to make it really brief. I just want to highlight 3 projects that we're working on right now, among many others that we're looking forward, and we think they're going to have a big impact. First of all, we're working to create a effective precinct chair portal, something that precinct chairs can use to easily access training, forms, literature, guides, maps, and other things. All those things, there's so many things that exist, but how do chairs find it? There's existing precinct chair portal, but it's difficult to get into and it's hard to navigate. So we're working on improving, trying to create something that chairs can use and access. And we want to make that really the top priority of the committee. Something else we're working on and very nearly finished is a quick start guide. I'm not going to ask anyone to read it because you probably can't see it this closely, but it's a guide that is primarily going to be provided to new chairs to help them navigate, how to organize their precinct, where to find, how to get a badge, how to do print business cards, all sorts of things that chairs need to have once they get started. We're going to be providing that to new precinct chairs, but also if we're able to send it out to all existing chairs so you can see what those resources are. That's the quick start guide. Finally, next to last is another big initiative that we're working on with the new precinct chairs that just got nominated and picked. We're rolling out a test project to mentor new chairs. Think about to the 268 chairs who are still on. Remember when you started, did you have an experienced chair to work with you who dedicates several hours to help you be on board and have a successful start? What we're trying to do is match experienced and effective chairs with new chairs and help them be successful. And so let me make an appeal to the chairs who are on. If you consider yourself an effective chair, and want to see new chairs be successful and donate a bit of your time, put a note in the chat box saying, I'm interested in the mentor program and I'd like to find out more about it. Just give your email address. We'd like to build up a bank of mentors that we can use to match with new chairs and chairs, other chairs who are, who need some mentorship. So that's a program that we're rolling out on a test basis with these new chairs. So those are some of the big programs that we're working on. If you wanted to spend another 15 minutes with me, I'd go over the other projects. If you're interested in joining the committee and helping the committee make a difference, then also in the chat box, in addition to if you're interested in being considered to be a mentor, give us your name and we'll follow up with you. If you'd like to work on technology, if you'd like to work on a precinct chair timeline, if you'd like to work on helping to make printing easier for chairs, or work on our communication strategy, or some of the other things that we're working on, put your name in the chat box. We'll get back with you, but we're always looking for energetic, committed chairs to work on our committee. Mr. Chair, we'll be talking to you a good bit about the things that the committee is working on. Thank you.
Thank you for that report, Mr. Gutman. And there's no doubt that the work of that committee, as so many of us have talked about and shared, needs not just to continue, but become a permanent part of what we do to support everyone on this call at this point. I had recognized, and we have a pending motion requiring, I'll go ahead and put up the poll, but I'm sorry. As stated, do you approve the motion to require a full financial report, including in particular outstanding debts of the Harris County Democratic Party? There's an online poll. That motion has been seconded as phrased, and we'll leave it open again for 60 seconds. Okay, we have Ms. Rhonda, say again.
Rhonda Belt-Ray.
Rhonda Belt-Ray. Ms. Ray, let me, we've already proceeded with voting. I'll recognize Ms. Ray after to speak to that issue.
She put her hand up.
The vote, 60 seconds having passed, the motion carries 196-8, requiring a full financial report, including debts to the Harris County Democratic Party. That will happen. At this point, I believe Ms. Ray had a separate raised her.
Am I recognized?
You are I was looking for you. You're recognized. Please go ahead.
Yeah, my hand was raised. It had to do with the vote that we have just taken. What I will add, though, is that that you, in the process of that report, that you call together the audit committee, the established audit committee, or get the membership that we need for that audit committee, and ensure that a full financial compliance audit is reviewed, prepared, whatever needs to be done, that what we just voted on include that part of the process. That's all I was going to recommend. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll take that as a comment on the motion approved. And I think that, at this point, there's no current chair of the audit committee, but absolutely that will be a process of a committee, not just the chair, to ensure that we have the transparency that we all need moving forward in an appropriate manner to be able to do our job as a Harris County Democratic Party. So thank you for that additional comment. Thank you for that motion. It will, as per the current rules, be maintained as confidential for precinct chairs. All that also may be a matter of further discussion at some other time. So I want to remind precinct chairs of our bylaws regarding that issue, regarding confidentiality. With that, is there any other further business to come before the committee? All right. I do want to announce the next CEC meeting will be in late June. That will be the meeting that will pass a budget for the July 1, 2023 through June 30, 2024 fiscal year. Since our current fiscal year ends on June 30, 2023, it is very important that all precinct chairs attend this meeting as every other quarterly meeting. I also want to remind all precinct chairs of the importance of being sustaining members of the Harris County Democratic Party. If you are not already a sustaining member, and we know that there's been a drop in that, as soon as you can, please sign up online at the HCDP website, harrisdemocrats.com. Finally, and I was remiss in not starting this at get-go, I want to thank the HCDP staff, Executive Director Kylie Minot, who I just learned was just married this weekend. Operations Director Ashton Brooks, who has been running the technology along with others, but running it very well online. Our IT and data manager, Mark Malakoff, who's been sending you all these reminders. That's why there are so many here. Thank you. Organizing Director Jordan Bowen, who has stepped out. He's in the back. Thank you. Voter Protection Director Nicole Peterson, who did yeoman's duty today, helping with phones, as well as all the other devoted volunteers that made this process work today, which is not easy given all the complications, even have we been online for several years now. It isn't easy. It worked. It's something that we have. We will move forward. We will do what needs to be done as Democrats together. Is there a motion to adjourn at this time? I recognize Ms. Pullman. Is there a second? There's a second. There'll be a short online poll.
Why is there a poll?
We're done.
No.
Is there any opposition?
Any opposition?
Any opposition? Raise your hand to adjourn.
All right.
All right. Thank you. By the way, hey, let me close with one thing. There's going to be a precinct chair. Thank you. 11 to 2 at Last Concert Cafe. Y'all will get details. It's already going out tomorrow. Thank you all. Hope to see you next Saturday at 11 to 2. Food, refreshments. Thank you all and have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you all.